we are here to interview Angela Anderson, that has been teaching English for 40 years. Laura is going to ask the first question.
Okay, so when did you decide to become a teacher?
No.
So basically, Laura, it was because when I was very young, 10, 11 years old, I had some really good teachers and some really bad teachers. And I realized it was the teacher who made the subject interesting or not, and how not to torture some of us in class.
So at first, was English the subject you wanted to become a teacher of?
Well, I actually no. I was originally more fascinated with science and biology, especially. Because of my teachers, I lost interest in history and became very interested in geography and biology, and I kind of moved into the world of sciences. And at a later age, I got more involved in the world of English and languages. But originally I was going to be, and still am, I'm a qualified geography teacher, by the way. Yeah.
Well, moving on, what did you study?
Well, actually at university I studied, study is a long word. At the end of the day I studied geography and psychology.
Therefore, if you studied psychology, why did you want it to become specifically an English teacher?
Well, originally I wanted to be a teacher, and for various circumstances it was easier back in the day to work. If you could work for 3 years after finishing university, you got a grant from the government. So initially I became an English teacher to become independent from my parents. Once I started teaching English, I'm sure that's another question, I just fell in love with teaching the language, etc.
So where did you start teaching English?
Well, strange as it might seem, having studied or having got my degree in Aberdeen University, I first started teaching in Kassala in Sudan, on the eastern part of Sudan. It was very different from Scotland.
From Scotland to Sudan, and from Sudan to where?
To Barcelona.
And how you end up in Linares?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but it's kind of, to cut a long story, they offered me a job in Linares. In a different school, or different academy back in the day, but it was a long time ago. But I came here in 1993. It was a different Linares in those days.
So, have you stayed in Linares since then, or you have traveled to another place?
I did move on for various reasons, mainly for professional reasons to begin with. So I moved down to Granada, then for whatever reason, I'm not going to go into it, went to France for a couple of years. I came back to Linares when I first started working with the Cultural English Centre, which I think it was back in 2002. I don't know, long time ago now.
So why so far? Why France?
Woman. That's why I left as well.
And why did you come back to Linares specifically after being in France?
Because I realised I was coming up to my 40th birthday, and I wanted to celebrate my 40th with people who I actually liked. So, getting my room back. Back in those days, B2 was a big thing, and it was really kind of complicated. Thanks to Michael's predecessor, I got involved in conference speaking. Our students were, as always, some are great, some are... But the best thing, and thanks to TCEC, I was allowed to start my puppet theatre club, which was used on our premises here at TCEC.
And why did you leave in 2010?
So unfortunately, my parents were in their twilight years. They were dying, basically. So I needed to be near with them for the last years. It was a horrible time, but that's what life is.
So why did you decide to come back here instead of staying back in the UK when they passed away?
I think the same answer when I came back when I was 40, just to come back to people I like, and also to work in a place that I really enjoy. And it might seem a bit kind of propaganda, advertising, but TCEC is a fantastic place to work. And I do have some very important and interesting students, even after 40 years.
And are you looking for retirement, or will you continue teaching?
I have been teaching for 40 years. I still love walking in that door. When I stop looking forward on a Monday to walk in the door, that's when I will stop. But at the moment, as long as the brain works and the body works, I'm here for another few years yet. I've got lots of projects for young kids here to do their C2, C1 and stuff. Kids like you and young adults. Thank you very much. You four here that are here today, and everyone, almost everyone that's been in this classroom.